that we currently have a quorum to transact business, but not to take decisions. View of the current circumstances. The fact that there is a question on the composition and constitution of Parliament, and having regard to the public interest and the exigencies of the state of affairs in Parliament, I will proceed to, in accordance with Standing Orders 59, adjourn the House indefinitely. That is sine die.
And that was the Speaker of Parliament yesterday, announcing that Parliament would be adjourned indefinitely. What does this mean? What do you make of it? And for last night, on Ghana Tonight, we watched retired Justice Atuguba make some pronouncements and pass some comments about all that has happened. And beginning with some very profound things he said, including the fact that, the stay of execution could not have been so, because the stay of execution refers to an execution of a court judgment. And so the Speaker's declaration that...
still holds?
That the 4 seats are vacant is not something that the court could have stayed, an execution the court could have stayed, or something along those lines. We've heard the lawyers also speak about this and explain, but what do you make of this? We have our first call on the line. Hello?
Roland, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm well.
Yes. My name is John Pesci. I'm calling from Kumasi.
You're called John what?
John Pesci Okra. I'm calling from Kumasi.
John Okra. Okay, please go ahead.
Yes.
I think we'll love it if you reduce the volume on your big television set.
Okay. Is it okay now?
Yeah, so talk to us directly. What's your contribution to the subject? What do you make of proceedings yesterday?
Oh, yes, it is very exciting to me, though I'm not a lawyer, but that's how it's supposed to be. Because the NPP people, the SDP MPs, they are not ready for business. And they don't think of Ghana. You understand me? All this suspension of proceedings will rather draw Ghana back, but they don't concern about that. So they should go and think, if they are ready to come for business, they will come back for proceedings. That's very fantastic. That, for me, it is good.
Okay. All right. Ms. Okra, what do you make of the pronouncement by the Speaker, or the decision he took yesterday?
Yes, it's very fantastic. That's good. Okay. That's the only thing he can do.
All right. Ms. Okra, thank you. Calling us from Kumasi. I have this one from Aboche Philip from Keta. It says, yesterday, the Speaker showed maturity and there was no tension in Ghana. I want to ensure that NDC MPs are ready to fight for the good people of Ghana. All right.
All right, we have another caller joining us on the phone. Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir. What's your name?
My name is Idris Johannes, speaking from Yeji.
All right, welcome to the show. What do you make of proceedings in Parliament yesterday?
What happened yesterday, in fact, from yesterday to this morning, Ghana has been thankful to Mr. Speaker for the display of such a maturity and experience. In fact, if you study the terrain and the issue that came up when the case was sent to court, and the sort of patience and experience that was exhibited yesterday, I think we couldn't have been any other better than to say thank you to the Speaker of Parliament and the decisions he took. I think we need such people in the helm of affairs in order to run our country and to strengthen our democracy. I think he's done so well.
All right. Thank you for calling us. And I think this is a comment that a lot of people passed on social media yesterday during the proceedings, that the Speaker exhibited a lot of maturity, a lot of maturity, because tensions were high yesterday. People thought that all sorts of things might happen in Parliament, and there was the constant use of the word showdown, which would happen. But it was a peaceful day. And I think that's something that we're all very happy about. We have another caller joining us. Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir. What's your name?
Yeah, I'm Abdul from Amasaman.
Abdul, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Please, I want to know whether the Article 97 states clearly that maybe the next election or the future election, when it comes to the Article 97, it didn't state that the next election or the future election. It stated clearly that you stand to lose your seat when you miss that school. So the article should have told us that maybe the next or maybe the future election. Since the article didn't say the next or future election, it means the current election or the current state of election. So when you make that move, you lose your seat. So I don't know why people are making mistakes saying that it is next or future election. The article states clearly that you lose your seat. So I think the majority, the MPP members of parliament should give the speaker some sort of respect. They don't respect the speaker because it's wrong from their side. You see the comment that they make. And if they think the court will help them, I think if it is possible, then they should move they should carry their seat to Supreme Court and do their parliamentary proceedings if it will help.
No.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
Well,
now, I guess he leans on the side of those who agree that that Article 97 G and H requires interpretation.
I think two types of interpretation so far varied.
Yes. So perhaps that interpretation from the Supreme Court will help.
Earlier on, you were also asking and also talking about the type of bills or work that is ahead of the current parliament before they wind up.
Yes.
You want to take us through?
Yes, we're going to put that on the screen shortly, but I think key amongst them is that LI allowing for mining mining activities in, okay, so here we go. All right, so these are pending LIs or matters before Parliament, pending government's business. One is two of President Akufo-Addo's Supreme Court nominees. And then there's that tax waiver in excess of $350 million for 5 companies under 1 district, 1 factory. And then the International Development Association, IDA, of the World Bank Loan Facility. And approval of budget for 2025 for the first quarter. So I think this is one of the key matters before Parliament, because right after elections, the new government must have a budget to work with. Then revoking of that LI 2462 on mining in forest reserves, which Parliament is supposed to look at, I guess, after the TUC, the organized labor,
with
yes,
government, that a promise had been made
exactly
by the president and the other ministers or the rest of government that this will be
looked at.
Yes.
So that's one of the matters before Parliament. Let's talk to this caller and then we'll come back to look at the other matters before Parliament, which has now been adjourned indefinitely. Hello?
No?
Yes, sir. What's your name?
My name is Alban. Well, how are you?
I'm well, Alhaji, been a year old Shelley. Decibel.
Nah, today.
Now continue.
Nah.
You did not ask about me.
It says you came to his area. You didn't ask of him.
Oh, I did ask of you.
Yeah.
I was hoping you would bring me some guinea fowl, but anyway, you're welcome to the show today. It's good to have you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
You see, now,
Yes, sir.
just send a question to Honorable Mwambiampa, MP for Savile, and Director General Laji Group. You see, now, when you look at that speaker ruling yesterday, this is not what I'm expecting yesterday. Because NPP, they knew very well they have now come in minority. So when you come a minority and you claim that I'm a majority, I'm expecting what is happening in 7 Parliament now, 9. That thing should happen yesterday. Because I think they will act like what the former minority leader said, Afonyomaki. He doesn't respect the speaker.
Oh, why do you say that?
So when you are a member of parliament, you need to respect the speaker. When speaker gives a ruling and you saying anything you want to say, that's not our issue. So I just want to urge Ghanaians, they should look at MPP, what they did. Because this time around, they broke our constitution. They don't want the constitution to work.
All right. All right. Thank you so much for calling us, Alaji. Always good to have you. You can also call us. The number is on the screen. We have another caller joining us. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, ma'am. What's your name?
Good morning. Olivia. This is Olivia.
Hello, Olivia. You're welcome to the show. Always happy to hear from the women.
Olivia,
Olivia, what would you like to say about this?
Oh, I think that was the smartest move he took, because that was the smartest decision ever. Because looking at married men, people in authority, waking up at 5 or 4 a.m. to sit in the Parliament House, we were all tensed. We were afraid. A lot of things were going on in our heads. But within 5 minutes, he came and pulled off that tension off. So I think kudos to the speaker. He did well. Kudos to him. MPP and NDC, they should allow Ghana to rest. They should allow Ghana to rest. We are tired of all this tension and all that. We are tired. We have polluted water and all these things going on. People are not thinking. We are tired. You guys have a good day.
Have a good day too, Olivia. Thank you so much for calling us.
We have a couple of messages, so we'll take more calls. But this one's coming from Stephen Peng Wa, who says the Right Honourable Speaker took the most appropriate decision to adjourn the House indefinitely because Parliament can't continue to sit without arriving at any decision. Joseph Akasokri says Parliament has effectively 3 weeks to go on break until after the election. Effectively, with a suspension of Parliament indefinitely, government business is put on ice, including, he mentioned, approval of 2 Supreme Court nominees, tax waivers, and we just brought you a couple of them as well. Kwesi Mensah in the United States of America is a regular watcher. Good morning to you, Kemens, Kwesi. It says, what were the MPP supporters doing at the precinct of Parliament? Are those going for independent? Are they those going for independent? Are they campaigning against the MPP as well, or for the MPP? Stay of execution is a court order to temporarily suspend the execution of a court judgment. And so Justice Atoguba is very right. You see how we are being misled, and these things need to be taken a look at. Isahaku, good morning to you. Landlord Bogadi Line says, with greatest respect, Ekufado and Dr. Baumi have managed to reduce the ruling party into a laughing stock. Banter between legislative body and judiciary. Ghana should come again.
All right, so we have another caller joining us now. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Mr. T, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Roland. How are you?
I'm well, Peter T. Over everything.
Yeah, fine.
Go ahead, Mr. T.
Now,
yes, sir.
I think that the speaker was brilliant yesterday. And I believe that the other side, that is NPP, must take cue of this. Because if it were there in the chair yesterday, the story would have been different. And let me comment on this, that I think that the position of court on this matter does not ensure fairness at all. Because looking at it carefully, you can see that it contravenes and violates the establishment of the law and the guidelines which outline the rules of parliamentary proceedings.
Okay.
Because, we have 3 arms of government. We have the executive, we have the judiciary, before we have the legislature. So each of these areas performs on their own. So I don't see that one will be so much inquisitive if the other takes a decision. I think that it doesn't augur well for this country at all. So the future must tell us what is best of Ghana. But before I end this, Roland, I just want also to use this opportunity to greet Honorable Alhaji Yaokondo, the National Coordinator, Deputy Coordinator for Zongo Caucus of National Democratic Congress. and then also on operation. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for calling us. Shamima sends this. She says, good morning, Na. New Day is very, very popular in the north. You guys are doing so well. I was at a program with Alaji who just called in the north. Please keep it up. And she also says, please, you should all consider voting for JM, please. And that's from Shamima, texting us, good morning. Good morning, Shamima. Great to hear from you. And we have Sami joining us on the phone lines. Hello, Sami.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Sami. You're welcome to the show.
Thank you, Nan.
Please go ahead.
Good morning to yourself and then my best friend, Roland Walker.
Good morning, Sami.
Yeah. Please, what I think of this situation is that our leaders should fear God first. Mother Ghana first. Why so? If some issues are pending on the court, and then one person, this is the high court of the land, and then one person will just go there within 12 hours, the court will mobilize themselves, sit on that matter and say we are intervening. If they are talking about human rights, what about those people they deny them 4 good years solid? In that case, the same case in the court, talking about elections, what do they do about it? We are all the need. So please, let's put partisans aside and look at ourselves first. Let African recognize that we are the democracy people. These are some of the things, some of us who are neutral persons always think that now our lawyers are being politicized by politicians because they have given tools to them. I always start with lawyer Philby Martin that it is time for us to do what? To let people apply for their position instead of giving them political appointment. It's very bad now. All of us are in this mess. People are there, they have the wisdom to rule, but because of politics, because of instructions, they will do this nation harm.
All right. All right. Thank you for calling us and thank you for sharing. Nia Jete has just joined us. Hello, Nia Jete.
Yes, madam.
Good morning. You're welcome to the show.
Good morning too. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you. Please go ahead.
My name is Nia Jete Otofo, calling from Texas.
Oh, fine. You. Ojeko.
Ojemla. I want to speak English.
Yes, please go ahead.
For so many people to hear.
Please go ahead.
I don't understand. Yes, I don't understand the reason why Parliament is having its own law there, which is the Ghana Constitution. And I don't understand the time the Speaker didn't declare the forfeit. Afenyomanti went to court earlier. What are they planning there? If the President don't have power in Parliament, apart from the Speaker of Parliament, and there are law there, which is Article 97, Clause 1. But when the Supreme Court want to enter the affairs of the Parliament, I don't understand. So I'm appealing to the NCP people to stop what they are doing. They are shifting the post from the Balance and Tumu.
Okay.
They don't want people to send their mandate. Is that what they think they are doing? And they will lose the election. Bye-bye.
All right, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Even now said, okay.
A caller from Texas.
We have another caller.
He am crashing me.
AKA, Nashoko, AKA, okay. All right.
We have another caller joining us. On live TV, there's no telling what your caller might say. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Yes, sir. Well, you're welcome to the show. I haven't recovered from the last call. Yes, sir. Good morning. You're welcome. Great to have you.
Yeah. This is I'm calling from Camille.
All right. Go ahead, sir.
I think what the speaker did was just the best for the country.
Okay.
It appears our parliamentarians don't have the country at heart. Indeed, if the government in power had this country at heart, I don't think they would have done what they did in the first place. Look at the speed at which they went to the court. One person was able to organize the Supreme Court judges to sit on this case. What would have stopped them if they had sat probably to discuss this in the House, probably come together to take a decision that would have benefited all Ghanaians? You have businesses to conduct, and now all you can do is just to rush the court because you have the court to rule in favor of you. Now look at where we are. I think the speaker did very well, but they should be mindful that power can change hands at any time. And I don't think they will complain if they treat them the same way they are treating Ghanaians. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And some messages coming in. This one from Kotoka Courage in Anglongala Shibi in the Volta region says, if the Supreme Court was in a hurry, all right, Mr. Speaker is smart, but Ghanaian Supreme Courts are becoming very interesting. The Supreme Court is quick to rule on the declaration of a seat in Parliament as vacant within 24 hours. Yet, almost 8 years, SAL has no representative in Parliament. We know that the MPP has influenced the Supreme Court. However, I am not surprised by the ruling of Justice Tokonu. All right, there's more, but I have to take this call. Hello?
Hello, good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, sir. You're welcome to the show.
Good morning to all of you.
Great to have you. Please go ahead.
Now, please, you see, what is happening in Ghana now is I don't know what's wrong with our judiciary. And you see, the MPP people, they should know that Bagbin has been part of our parliament since 1992. And this man knows his right from his right. He knows what he's going to do and whatever he could do to just leave this judiciary ruling and all those things. The MP people, they are making Ghana unbearable for us. What's all this? And I should remind them that it's going to affect them. The businesses before them is going to affect them. It is going to affect themselves. And now they want to call for emergency meeting. It is not going to happen. Where are we going as Ghanaians? Where are we going as Ghanaians? And we should rise up as youth. We should rise up and say something to our leaders. What are they doing? What are they leaving us? The youth, what are they leaving us with? Thank you this morning.
Thank you so much for calling us. You're our last call on the show. Thank you all for sending your messages in and also for calling us. You're watching TV3 New Day. You can contribute to our conversations with the hashtag TV3 New Day on X. We'll read your messages as they come in.
Well, certainly. So we have this one from John Bosco Akotia. Good morning to you. He says, looking at what transpired yesterday, it also showed a testament of Ghana's democracy and how the opinion of the people becomes paramount and important during such times. Clearly, public opinion is not on the side of the MPP caucus, and they have to know and listen to that. I think the Supreme Court should have been very circumspect in knowing that they needed to make decisions that also reflected the minds of the ordinary Ghanaian. John Bosco Akotia, good morning. You said happy birthday to Miss Harriet Yaya Agidi, ICT Department, Komboni Technical Institute, Sugakope, and it's from the staff of Komboni Technical Institute from John Bosco Akotia. We have more of the comments coming in as well. Well, we'll see how that goes. This one is coming from Cephas, and Cephas says, you see, the MPP think they are wiser than every Ghanaian. What was wrong yesterday is equally wrong today. What did they do to their member who went independent in 2020? The president went to his place, was campaigning against him, etc. They even followed up to make sure that the speaker at the time was able to interpret Article 97 to get him out of parliament before the 2020 elections. Why is that wrong today? Well, I guess the substantive issue is before the Supreme Court, so we'll see how that goes. Alban from Kwabenya says, applause to Speaker Bagbin for the maturity shown yesterday. He's really shown that he has the experience and was among those who wrote the 1992. I'm not sure it was part of the
Framers of the Constitution.
Yeah, the Constituent Assembly, but we'll see how that goes. Guy G, Cantonment Accra. Guy G, good morning. Thank you for joining us once again. The suspension of proceedings indefinitely following the chaotic scenes witnessed in the chamber over a row about which party holds the parliamentary majority has significant implications, as it means the government cannot get approval for important funding and laws, which could ultimately affect how Ghana is run in the coming year. And that should be the caution for everybody else. Guy G, Cantonment, Accra. Sherry Giovanni, you say the Right Honorable Speaker. Sherry, I think I've read yours already. The Right Honorable Speaker, being a seasoned lawyer, politician, and parliamentarian, and having studied the mood and tension in the country, had delivered a matured and smart judgment yesterday. All right. You have more comments?
Yes. Unfortunately, we have to take a break, but Boga D-Line, landlord from Boga D-Line, I see your message. I'll probably read it, or Roland will read it during the Big Issues segment. We have to go for a quick break, but remember, you can get some good money on the show this morning by dialing *439# on MTN or on Telecel, and you can win at the very least, 1,000 Ghana cedis on the show. Dial *439#, follow the prompt, select option 2 for TV3, and then decide how many tickets you want to play and win. It's as simple as that. So dial now and win. When we come back, we have so much more for you on the show. You're watching TV3 New Day. Do stay tuned.